RZA and Quentin Tarantino have linked up for a revenge flick we had no idea we needed. That's probably because we didn't need it. Find out why. One Spoon of Chocolate turns out to be one spoon too many. Writer-director RZA takes bold swings at the action thriller genre by combining blaxploitation, martial arts, and body horror. Unfortunately, the juggling act falls short as none of the components manage to deliver. The racial aspects of the movie are in your face, full blast for the entire 2 hours. The violence that accompanies these themes is difficult to stomach. It's also constantly at odds with the goofy dialogue and erratic pacing. The message that RZA is aiming for is lost in the shuffle of an excess of moving pieces. I really want to stress just how boring One Spoon of Chocolate can get. There are stretches that are not only inexplicably dull, but also occur at the strangest junctures. 1 minute, the tension is ratcheting up to a point where you're sure there's an action sequence coming, then the next, the protagonist is engaged in a lifeless conversation with his love interest that isn't really his love interest. Doesn't make sense, don't worry about it, trust me. Making matters worse is most of the acting is flat out bad. Shameik Moore, who shines as the voice of Miles Morales in the Spider-Verse movies, and Raekwon in the Hulu series Wu-Tang: An American Saga, is woefully miscast in the lead role. He mumbles through his poorly written lines and shows little emotion, even when his character is supposed to be livid. The times he does manage to convey anger come across as forced and comical. His ability to portray any sort of feeling in a realistic manner is virtually non-existent. Moore is not a bad actor, but this is a very poor performance. The script doesn't do him any favors as the dialogue is really silly. It's intended to be taken seriously, which only makes it worse. It feels like RZA got caught between making an over-the-top action movie and a thought-provoking microcosm on race. The result is a jumbled mess that's uninteresting more often than not. When the action finally does hit, far too late, it lands with a whimper. The choreography is decent, but for a hard R revenge flick, the impact feels somewhat muted. There are some cool pieces of what ends up being one extended brawl, but it's not enough to justify the slog that precedes it. One Spoon of Chocolate is a daring dip into more serious filmmaking for RZA. His audacious experimentation does occasionally achieve a positive reaction, but the reality is he's a long ways off from reaching a winning formula. Here at the Peanut Gallery, we're giving this one a 4.25 out of 10. We'll see you on the next review.